today, April 25th, and it's 2024, but I'll get to the continuing of the story when I get home, so I can explain everything that I don't know why I said this happened a year ago. Okay, so hey guys, welcome back to another video. Well, today is actually just a theory today, because if you're knowing what I talked about earlier on the bus ride home, I'll give you a reason to answer. So some of you and some of you not may have heard my bus fire back on April 25th, 2023. The bus that was the highway to hell or the devil bus. Like, which one, if you called it, it was like, it would be like a devil bus on the highway to hell, because it was literally in flames. But why is the reason why, like, people call that? Is because it started rolling on itself down the road and then ending up into a ditch. And it was going in a straight line down the road. Like, not even hitting something, it just kept going. And then, once it reached the corner, it just went off the road, go down a dune, and then end up and then go into a ditch, which was like a flat ditch. And then after it went into the ditch, like lots of, like, there are some explodings happening, like near the back of the bus, like where you see where the wheelchair lift is. You can see like explosions like coming out of the wheelchair door window. But yeah, that's like really insane, but I'll go into detail about this. Okay, so the bus was a 2002 International 3800, which was by Thomas Built Buses. It was a short handicap bus which had 5 seats, and it could fit 10 passengers, and there were 7 of us on the bus, including me. I was sitting next to my best friend, not Cash. It was, my best friend was a male at the time, and he was Hispanic. And we were just basically, like, playing, games on our phone. Like, I was looking at Discord, and I don't know what he was playing, but he had to be something related to anime. So he was, like, probably playing anime games on his phone. Until, like, when we turned into a neighborhood that we don't usually go into, because we had a new student at the time on the bus. We went into the neighborhood, and, like, a minute after when we got into the neighborhood, we were reaching the stop for, the new student, which was just down the block. And out of nowhere, we smelled smoke, and what I hear from our bus driver is, "Fire, fire, 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 fire." And that freaked us all out, and we were like, wait, what? And we, like, literally hopped out of our seat, run to the back of the bus, and opened the emergency door while it was was buzzing. Well, technically the bus, he stopped the bus, he put it in park, and then we all got out of the bus, like as quickly as possible. And then once we all came out of the bus, I didn't get my belongings. For some reason, my bus driver went back inside the bus while I was on fire, like on the driver side. And then, actually no, it was at the driver's seat. He gets all of our book bags and then tosses them out of the bus, and then gets out. Like, you're supposed to leave your stuff behind, but why get them, like, if the bus is on fire? Like, goodness, he risked his own life just for our belongings. But I'm still thanking my bus driver. But still, he should have not done that, because the bus, since it's a short bus, catching fire, you only have, like, 2 minutes to get out. While to, like, a long bus, you have, like, 5 minutes to get out. So, yeah. And we were just watching the bus on fire, and once we got told that we were going to go to another bus to wait us so we could get statements before we came home. Before we go home, the bus, once we got to the other driver's bus, which was a 2008 ICCE handicap short bus, when I turn around, I see the bus on fire started rolling on its own, and I grab my phone out and start recording, and here's the video. It literally started rolling down on its own on fire. That's scary. Because it's almost like out of a movie. Like, what movie can I name that I could call it of a bus burning on fire rolling down the street? It's sort of like out of Final Destination. Like, cause if anyone has seen Final Destination, I am not going into detail about it because it's a rated R movie. But, it's like something happens, like explosion in a car, and it starts rolling on its own. Or a truck on fire, and it starts rolling down on its own. So the bus is similar to that. Like, you're coming down the street and you get hit by a bus by a school bus rolling on fire. Like, that's, like, scary. And since, like, the bus was, like, bit more catching on fire once it hit the ditch, like, we heard like some explosions happening, and all of us were like in shock with jaws dropped. Like, oh my god, luckily we got out of there before, like, if we were still on that bus, well, we would be burned to life screaming, but also moving with the bus. But oh my god, I am so lucky I got out of there in time. And the other ones, including my best friend. But we did get statements of our side of the story, and since when I came home, I was like panicking to death because literally I just walked out of a bus fire. And when I got into the house, I went upstairs. I went onto my message app. I messaged Cashium saying I was in a bus fire today when I left the school and got into a neighborhood and the bus started catching on fire. She went, "Wait, what?" And she said, "How?" And I sent the video to her, both of them, which was from a person that sent it to me during the statement that he got it while the bus was parked and then started moving. And then I got the video when it was getting closer to me and then rolled into a ditch. And when she saw that, she was like, oh my god. Like, she was also like a little bit panicking, like, well, not panicking, like, she was, like, shocked, like, oh my god, this never happens around here. And not gonna lie, I would agree with her, because I've seen, like, many school bus fires in, like, many states and counties. I mean, like, yeah, there may be some in Georgia, but, like, I never expected to have one in my county, but also be on that bus like, while the fire is happening. But, like, oh my god. Like, not only that it's a rare chance, but oh my god, it was almost a near-death experience. But, I'll share Cash's side of the story right now.
The bus was, like, on fire, like, almost fully on the inside. There was kind of, like, some silver parts showing out since it was, like, burnt.
Yeah, the more shocking part, what Cash and, well, I saw in person, but Cash saw in the video, was the bus moving on itself, like, the bus rolling on itself on fire.
Automatically.
Yeah, and we immediately found out the reason why, because I told her it was because the fire actually melted through the parking brake.
And yeah, he made his own theory back then that it was the ventilation of, like, dust and stuff.
But then, like, it turns out, like, so I thought it was the vent, and I thought it was a wire, but turns out it's actually a phone charger to this day. Because a cheap phone charger. We don't know exactly, because since Cash was not on the bus with me, because she rode those long buses and I rode the short buses at the time, I could think it could be like a iPhone or a Samsung charger, but what Cash researched, it could be a Samsung charger, like a cheap one.
Yeah, it could be.
But
depending if it could be iPhone too.
Yeah. Like, it has to be like a old, cheap, like, phone charger, or basically like a new one. But like, both of those could still, like, catch fire.
Either way, I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, but before this happened, Cash, there was actually a fire hazard with on the bus, which was 22-155 that I was riding on, which caught fire. They said that bus was a fire hazard because there was dust in the air vents that could, like, lead to like a fire.
And it was only a theory.
Yeah, because what I got from other students on my bus is, it said, like, this was days before it happened, was dust near the vents, and if there was too much dust in the vent, could catch the bus on fire, but it wasn't the dust that caused it, it was the phone charger.
Yeah, that's the most insane part about the entire thing. Because who knew? There was a twist.
Yep. But, I don't know. Who knows? It's still a mystery to this day. After a whole year.
Yep.
So is that everything that you had to say, Cash?
Yeah, I have nothing to say.
All right. Thank you for telling your side of the story. You have a nice day, Cash.
I'll see you.
See you. Alright, now that you heard Cash's side of the story, it matches up with the description of the bus on fire from me and her. And she was right, because I started my own theory about it, like, the day after my bus fire, which was April 26, 2023. And it was part 1 of the theory. And yeah, I was right, because I thought it was the ventilation that caused the fire. And when I found out that wasn't the cause of the fire, I thought it was faulty wiring. But that wasn't also the cause of the fire. Until I found out in more the description from a news article that was posted online, it said that my bus driver said it was a phone charger that caused the bus fire. Not just any phone charger, but a cheap phone charger. Because, like, you've seen how cheap phone chargers can literally, like, short circuit a phone and then kill it, or, like, set it on fire. So that's what I'm basically thinking that happened. It could be a Samsung or an iPhone charger, like, or a cheap Samsung, like a cheap Samsung or cheap iPhone charger that could have, like, short-circuited the phone. The phone started smoking, and then the phone caught on fire, and then the phone on fire causes the bus to be on fire. But oh my god, yeah. So it's still a mystery to this day, but now since like the puzzle is almost completed, well, only like 10% of it completed, since we now know what officially caused the fire. Well, not technically, but I'm saying like officially, it was caused by a phone charger. So I think now, like, on my buses now, they're saying no phone chargers on school buses. Because after my event, they just started posting a rule about that. And I was, like, wondering why. But yeah, thank you for tuning into the third of part 3 of my theory. I know it doesn't say part 3, but I'm still gonna call it that. But, yeah. It's been like a whole year now since my bus fire, and today, no bus fires happened on my bus. So yay, I get to live for another day. Hopefully. But I think my bus fire will still come haunt me for life, because I still can't forget about it. Because it's always in my memory forever. But yeah, you have a nice day, and if you're coming home from school, make sure there are no phone chargers. There are like cheap ones that can cause a bus fire. Thank you. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.